Next up, we have the Westerville Education Foundation, and I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Clark to introduce our, apparently I'm not on. Sorry about that. Next up, we have the Westerville Education Foundation. We're going to hear a presentation, and I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Clark to introduce our guests.
Yes, as I made this transition to Westerville, there are so many shining stars, so many great things happening in the community, and we have so many wonderful support organizations, one of which is the Westerville Education Foundation, and Jessica Diallo, the relatively new executive director of the group, is here to tell a little bit about what the foundation does and how they help our schools. So, Jessica, thanks for being here.
Thank you. As Dr. Clark mentioned, my name is Jessica Diallo, and I'm the Executive Director of the Westerville Education Foundation. I want to thank Dr. Clark for introducing me, and thank you to President Meyer and for the full board for having me here. It's a pleasure. So I also want to start by recognizing some of the leadership on the Westerville Education Foundation, which we also call WEF, or WEF for short. Mike Collins, our president, wasn't able to be here today, but we do have Beth Weinhart, our secretary, and Cam Pyatt, one of our co-vice presidents, and they'll be able to answer questions if you have any with me. We have a full board that is represented by district staff, parents, community members, business leaders, and they do so much for our organization. I want to just give a thank you to them for all that they're doing for us and for the community. The Westerville Education Foundation was founded in 1995 with the mission to enrich the learning experience and broaden the minds of our students through the funding and support of innovative educational programs. And over the past almost 30 years, we have supported programs that have become staples in the district, many of which you may be familiar with. A few of them are Westerville North Science Department's hydroponics project, Challenge Day. We started initial funding for the ROCKS Female Empowerment Program. Some of the first Chromebooks that were used by students in the district were funded by WEF. It was very cutting edge back then. Alternative seating options for students like standing desks and balance balls, manipulative math materials for early math learners, support for minority mentorship programs, just to name a few. And we've been able to continue to raise funds and support this innovation within the district, even amidst of the pandemic. Programs like Many Voices, which provide diversity leadership, and literature, and Academic Allies, a tutoring program, were started during that time. WEF has multiple avenues through which we support innovation in the district. The main one is through grants, and we have two grant cycles. The first one is in the fall, and the second one is in the spring, which actually opened today and will be open until March 15th. And teachers, students, anyone in the district who sees a need in the school and has an innovative idea is welcome to apply. You can go to westervilleeducationfoundation.com for more information and to apply. And while you're there, you can take a look at the grants that we funded the past fall. They were far-ranging in terms of the subject areas that we are supporting. They included things like STEM learning materials, wellness programming, accessibility equipment, diversity events, workforce development, and many more. These grants ranged anywhere from $300 to $3,500, with the average grant being just under $1,000, and the total amount that we have committed for the fall grants was over $12,000. There are two grants in particular that I want to draw your attention to, and those are part of our Golden Butterfly campaign. And this is a campaign that is going on right now through the end of February, and it's a way for us to support these projects that we believe very much in, but we weren't able to provide the full funding amount. So we are putting it out to the community to vote for your favorite project. Each vote is $1, and you can vote as many times as your heart and your budget allows. You can feel free to go to the QR code here to learn more information. The first project is a fossil garden at Genoa Middle School that was proposed by Deb Bergman. And she proposes to put this large-scale fossil garden at the school that will not only make natural history available to everyone at Genoa Middle School and the neighboring Faust Elementary, but to the entire Westerville community. She has secured a donation of all of the fossiliferous materials. That was a new vocabulary word for me. And so we're very much looking forward to seeing what happens with this. The second one is by Jennifer Hall. She's hoping to raise about $3,600 for Robert Frost Elementary's World Cultures Night, and they will be providing art materials and drums. And again, if you are interested in supporting any of these, the QR code, or just go to our website. We have many, many programs going on in our schools that are supported by WEF, but one I wanted to spotlight that touched the hearts of many of us on the board, and some of you may be familiar with, is a project that was proposed by senior Pablo Chignoli at Westerville Central High School, and he proposed to make a memoir book featuring students from immigrant backgrounds. And the students over the last several months have been able to participate in storytelling, interviewing, and they've all been paired up with a student at Otterbein University who's done these beautiful portraits of them. The portraits and the stories have been featured at Otterbein University, Ohio State University, and if you want to check them out yourself, they'll be on display at Westerville Central's Cultures Day, which will be on February 29th. So the book is The Ones Among Us, Memoirs of Culturally Diverse High School Students in America, and it will be available in May. I can't wait to read it. It's going to change for us any second here. Okay, so another initiative that we support is the Teacher of the Month Award. And this is a way for us to recognize excellence within the classroom. You can nominate your favorite teacher on our website. We have nominations from students, parents, community members, other teachers. The teachers receive $100 in their teacher's account, a sweet treat, and a certificate that's presented to them live, in person, in front of their students by district staff and board members. It's usually a very touching experience, sometimes emotional, for the teachers to be recognized this way in front of their students, and we're really proud to support this. Last one I want to point out for you is the Westerville Student Education Foundation, which was recently reinvigorated with a major part support by President Meyer. And it's an opportunity for us to work directly with the students on projects that they feel are important to their school and their community. Student leaders were chosen from the schools by staff members, leaders that are currently in positions, and potential leaders of all different backgrounds. And they are going to be proposing a project to the board and working with each other. All 3 high schools are involved, and it's something that we feel really strongly in and are excited to work with the students. Before I finish up here, I want to talk about our signature event, Grow and Glow Community Festival, and it's a way for us to recognize our generous donors and the community for supporting WEF throughout the year. Last year it was in September, and we had about 2,500 people in attendance. We had food trucks, student performances, and over 50 vendors doing interactive educational activities with students. Our next event will be in February of next year, 2025. It's going to be a lot of fun, so we hope that you'll join us. A couple of ways you can support WEF. Of course, we always appreciate donations, but we also encourage volunteers. If you're interested in serving on our board or participating in events like Grow and Glow, we would love for you to reach out to us, or any community connections that you have, any businesses or organizations that you think would be a good fit for us to work on these innovative programs would be great. I do want to recognize our presenting sponsor, Mount Carmel St. Anne's. Over the past 5 years, they have donated $50,000 to WEF, and we very much appreciate their support, as well as the rest of the sponsors up here. We appreciate everything they've done for us. With that, I will turn it over to President Meyer for any comments.
Any questions? I'll just say thank you, Ms. Diallo. I really appreciate being part of the Westerville Education Foundation. I think that they do great work in enriching the learning experience in our schools, but I really enjoy reading the Teachers of the Month. I know my own daughter nominated a teacher, and the response that I got brought tears to my eyes just reading that, but I'm most thrilled about the Student Education Foundation and watching the students gain other opportunities for leadership skills. So really appreciate all the work you're doing.
Thank you.
Jessica, delighted that you're here with us and
Thank you.
taking on this leadership role. I'm excited about where the Ed Foundation is going. It has a very bright future, just as it had a very bright past. And, excuse me, I want to say hi to Beth Weinhardt and Cam Pyatt, who are back there, who are board members and supporters of the Ed Foundation. It's great to see the two of you, and I made a note of a couple of things. I can't believe it was 1995. Makes me feel ancient because I helped create it. So yeah, now it's just like, I'm just going to take a nap now. And then you mentioned academic allies, which I think we started that during COVID, which I think is actually a really good name for the relationship between the Education Foundation and the Westerville schools and the Westerville community. We are all academic allies together. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you.